talk about an embarrassment of riches. 3 of the top 5 Heisman guys, Alabama Crimson Tide players, of course, DeVonta Smith won it. Did Smith kind of come from nowhere? I mean, we had heard about Jalen Waddle, who got injured. You had heard a little bit about Mac Jones, but DeVonta Smith, I mean, I know he's a really good receiver, but Alabama always has really good receivers these days.
Yeah, he didn't come from anywhere out of nowhere in terms of just productive wide receiver play and being good on this Alabama team, because even with Henry Ruggs III and Jerry Jeudy on last year's team, 2 guys that got drafted in the first round of last year's NFL draft, he actually led the team in receiving yards. I think he led it in receiving touchdowns as well. So the production out of him is not a surprise, but doing so at a Heisman level has to be a surprise just because he's a wide receiver winning the trophy that is almost always given to quarterbacks. And the production at this level is also a surprise just because Alabama has so many offensive weapons. And when Jalen Waddle went down with his ankle injury on the opening kickoff of the Tennessee game, Bama had a lot of options. They had Najee Harris, a returning 1,200-yard rusher, could have easily turned it over to him 30 times a game. They have other wide receivers. John Mechie III is in the midst of a breakout season. They have a couple of really good receiving tight ends they could have gone to. And instead, they've just put the ball in DeVonta Smith's hands as much as they possibly could. And he has rewarded them handsomely with that, to the point that he has rewarded himself with a Heisman Trophy, likely the Biletnikoff Award later. Today is Thursday, right? Later Thursday night. And then other awards down the line, possibly a national championship too.
How good is he? You know, and we've kind of alluded to it. You had Jerry Jeudy, you had Ruggs, you've had Julio Jones. Is this, you know, the most phenomenal year you've seen from a wide receiver? I mean, over 100 receptions, 20 touchdowns. And how good of a pro do you think he figures to be? I paid special attention to him against Notre Dame, and he does a lot of things you like from a wide receiver at the next level as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a great pro because, yeah, he's a little small, and his top end speed may not be what an NFL franchise would prefer it to be. He may not run the 4.39 40 at the combine or whatever, but where he excels is he is so good at the small, minute details of route running and overall wide receiver play that, frankly, it takes someone who has played the position at a high level to see those things and understand those things. I mean, I didn't understand what made Smitty as good as he is until I talked to some of those people, until I talked to the people whose record he's broken, to understand what it is about his route running ability and his skill that makes him this good. And I think that's what translates to the next level for him. Is everybody in the NFL is an athletic freak. Everybody up there was a combine warrior because that's all the NFL values, apparently. So you got to have skill at some point, right? And Smitty has that coming out of his ears. He has all of the minute, very difficult to acquire skills that obviously separated him at the collegiate level and should help him stick around in the NFL for quite a while, if not thrive up there too.